Hey guys, it's Danielle Castillo Owale with Planted Mantras. I just wanted to update you on the sunroom that is constantly changing with new plants coming in here. And let's get into it, and here we go! So I just wanted to start off with the eastern side of the sunroom, and let's go. So we started with the begonia iron cross, shedding some leaves for winter. And then we have here the Palais Peperomoides that's kind of shedding too many leaves. I think because of this heater situation, I gotta move the plant behind the Buddha waterfall. Hey yo! I have a philodendron lickety split, or I think it's philodendron Salome or Hope, one of those three. Got the Hoya Bella right here, still growing strong. Philodendron Brazil, that's growing really extra bushy, is kind of trailing nicely. Got my Hoya Carnosa that's flowered for me throughout the year 2020 with a lot of these. The Brax has a lot of flowers growth on it. Now down here is my very sad Cissus Discolor. I forgot to water it twice and it just kind of deteriorated after that. So I'm trying to keep it alive or maintain it for 2021. Now we'll go into these two brown shelves that I got from IKEA for 20 bucks. I know before in the other previous sunroom video, these were white shelves. I'm able to fit more plants onto these new shelves, so let's get into it on the left shelf. Starting on the left is my Hoya macrophyllum. I had to add some eggshells to the soil because she wasn't looking too good. Calcium. This plant likes a lot of calcium. In the middle here I got my rickrack cactus that is pushing out some new babies. It looks happy in this spot finally. Here I have the Cissus grape ivy. I love the color of the foliage. Down on the second tier is my philodendron black cardinal. Dealing with some of the bacterial spots, I had to cut this down and it's finally shooting up new growth. So we'll see, I have to keep maintaining this one here. We got the Hindu rope variegated. It's doing well in this window and it's pushing out new growth like crazy this past 2020. My peperomia obtusifolia that I thought was almost gone, but it's having new babies come out, so that's really good. In this vessel, I don't want to open it, it's super fragile, is the Hoya imbricata we got from Andy's Orchids. Over here is the Thunderbolt orchid we got from a prize from a plant swap. Going off to the other shelf, here is a Hoya Hindu rope. My philodendron Birkins with its white leaves coming out, and a long trailing Pothos Enjoy. Here I have my peperomia red edge, and behind here is my watermelon peperomia that is barely holding on. Hopefully she survives the winter. Here I have the new addition to the club. Here is my black velvet alocasia, which looks like has some weird edging that's drying out. So I have to take a look at this guy. Back there is another peperomia columna. It has really succulent red leaves. I love this peperomia. Crassula strayi. I got this from Joshua Tree. It is flowering and it handles it handles lower light. My Pinguicula starfish carnivorous plant is still alive, thank God. And this is what's left of my peperomia Verschaffeltii. I overwatered it once and it lost all the leaves, but it's holding on still. It's holding on for dear life. hopefully she makes the winter. And I got a nice gorgeous Faccia japonica variegata. I love the foliage on this plant. Reminds you of maple leaves. Alright, going on to the next shelf here. Let's see here, I got my burrow marks. I have one in the sunroom and then one inside the house. Seeing which one is best conditions for this plant. Then I got a pretty tall Rhaphidophora Tetrasperma that's non-tissue culture. Here is a Ficus busae. It had I think it had mealybugs and spider mites, so I just cleaned her off. But I love the foliage on this plant. She does become into a tree, so she's gonna get big. Here I have my money tree plant that's growing like crazy in this eastern window. Have a baby Ficus lyrata. And I have right here my small little Polynesian ivy. Here I have orange philodendron. Here I have my Syngonia woodlandi. I love this plant, it's so velvety and pretty, but she's dealing with mealybugs right now as well. I keep spraying her, but they keep coming back. Going down another tier is this begonia. Not sure what this one is called, but I love the red color. I think I posted this on my Instagram for Christmas because there's the red. Just get lost in it. Here's another Rex begonia. Pink in it. Right here is my Philodendron grisile in an enclosure for most of its life. Super fragile. It came from a really moist environment, so I'm trying to transition it correctly. Here is my Philodendron pinnatepartita that is still struggling to grow. Trying to still find a sweet spot for this guy so it can climb. And right here is the Philodendron brandiatum that I got from a swap, growing new growth. And also this one I got from a plant swap is Monstera siltipicana, growing a new leaf. Woohoo! Down another tier is the Peperomia peacock. Right here is my Peperomia tetragona that I need to repot her in spring. She's in a little 4-inch, no, actually a 2-inch pot, so she needs to get repotted. Oh, there you go. Behind there is a Peperomia amigo. Right here is a Monolina from Andy's Orchids. Trying again with this one. My first one died. I didn't water it one time and the leaves just went like, so we'll see how this one goes. This is Peperomia rosso, the first Peperomia I ever had actually, and she's still growing. Right next to her I have the Peperomia metallica. I love Peperomia, as you can tell, the dark leaves are just amazing. And then Peperomia caparata. Down below that shelf is Begonia maculata. Next to that is Begonia rex, barely hanging on, but has new babies coming in. And then we have my Alocasia Sabrina from Trader Joe's. A Peperomia plant from Andy's Orchids that I don't know what kind this is. It's just huge. Then I have Monolina primiflora that's doing okay in the sunroom. I took it from inside the house to be here and it's doing well. Then I have a crocodile fern. Look at that foliage. To die for. Then I got a Alocasia stingray, which spider mites love. Look at that spider mite. Spider mites did this to my baby. So that was the floor. Now we're gonna go on up to, let's go to the hanging plants now. This is in the southeastern corner of the sunroom. Got my Hoya linearis here. actually had mealybugs, so I had to take them out manually in each leaf, which took forever. I got my string of hearts, the pink one. I don't know why it's pink, maybe I sun stressed it. It's really cute. Then I got the Hoya Houseplants growing up here from its hanging basket. Right next to that is the Hoya Obscura from Andy's Orchids. We got the Hoya Curtisii here, which grew a lot this year. It's trailing out nicely. And we got the Hoya Shepherdii, Hoya lacanosa, trailing nicely. It flowered like 5 times in 2020. And then we got the Hoya Crinkle 8, which is dealing with mealybugs right now. Now going to the table, just behind there I have my silver dollar plant, still growing profusely, which is good. My croton from 2 years ago is still alive, woohoo! My other Begonia maculata that looks like it's struggling, but still good. I got my Begonia Josephine, which has curling leaves. I think that happens because I miswater it. Then I got the Buddha belly plant that's going dormant right now, and so it's shedding its leaves. I got my oyster plant right here, tricolor oyster plant. I got this Hoya. I think this is Hoya, shoot, don't know. Hoyas belong to mostly my husband, so he would know. This one is Hoya X11 from Thailand. Hoya is still propagating here. Hoya Calcutta. Hoya, we don't know. That's from a swap. Thanks, Brian. Hoya Polynera. Hoya Parasitica. Hoya Callista, no, Hoya something. It's a really big leaf one. Don't know this one. Hoya Sunrise, but it's not sun stressed. Hoya Chelsea, which is producing really big leaves for us. I got my jungle cactus here, Ripsalis, which loves having next to the humidifier. And then down below that, hanging on that pot, is my Peperomia elongata from Andy's Orchids. We're trying to propagate this plant is a Hoya Curtisii. And right here it says Hoya, but I think this is a Dischidia kind of plant because these leaves don't look like any Hoyas that we've seen on the market. So I know they're cousins, Dischidia and Hoya, so it looks so similar. So now we're gonna go over to this area, which is for more Hoyas and medium light down below here. Higher light in the back there. This is the south area of the sunroom. We'll start off with the corner here with my ZZ plant, Alocasia poly, and then Alocasia frydek, my Anthurium kubra, which is just give out like 2 babies. You see one hiding back there? Hey yo! Anthurium bird's nest. I'm not sure what this Anthurium is called. If any of you guys know, I was thinking maybe Anthurium hookari, but not sure. My zebra plant. This plant here, I forgot the name. Cheyenne something something, I'll put it down below here. My Peperomia raindrop, Baliberta, not doing so well here. Maybe I overwatered a couple times, but at least it has new growth coming out. My Hoya multiflora has some speckling to it. Has some little speckling, or is that water? I did see some speckles on there on another leaf. My Chlorophyllum mandarin plant, or fire flash. Love the orange. This is my variegated Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. I actually had to cut, I don't know if you can see, I cut it right here and it grew all this year. So this is actually the mama plant. So it grew from when I cut it and propagated more of these guys. Alright, this is my Dutchman pipes cactus that's growing even over there. It's big. It's a big one. It's growing all the way right here. This is my coffee plant. This is kind of a rare plant, the Dorsetia something, but I'll put it in the bottom here. We actually had found this that was growing in a pothos and just bought the pothos, and this came with it, so that was a good find. So this is another Alocasia zebrina that I have here in two different places. This is a Chrysilla fragrance. It grew a lot this year, and the baby is still there. Still don't know what this Alocasia is. It looks like Alocasia Yucatan Princess having a baby. I think this is Alocasia Minted Variegation Mojito or something like that. This is Philodendron hybrid of some sort. Philodendron Imperial Red maybe hybrid. Thought it was a cardinal, black cardinal, but it's not. And as you can see, it's dealing with these spots, but they are getting better. I got two Monstera Ansoniae that are the broad form. I'm gonna probably give one to a friend and then try to trellis up this other one. Paper Spine Cactus. Another little tiny cactus down there. Cissus Rumbutiflora. I'll put it down below. Hoya Carrii. My Frizzle Sizzle. Don't know what kind of Hoya this is, but we're thinking Hoya. It'll sold to us as an Australis, but if you know what it is, leave a comment down below. Hoya Cumingiana. Love it. My Hoya Carrii mother plant right here. It's doing so well in this south area. This is supposed to be the Hoya Hawaiian, where the new growth is like purple. A Hoya Australis climbing up there. Peperomia Freyi, or green bean peperomia right here. African tortoise plant that's growing on this little trellis on the peperomia. Another oyster plant, but dark. This right here, I think is a Monstera Stanleyliana, but green form, with no variegation on it. It looked like a pothos. We got it because they said it was some type of Monstera, so let me know if you know what this is. Leave a comment below. This right here is my only Hoya ovata. It's a little baby. Down below here is a Hoya Waiatii variegated. Two of them actually here. And then just the normal Waiatii right there. I got a African violet next to the window, and then the zebra wandering Jew plant. So pretty, Tradescantia. Now for the hanging basket plants. Here we go. Here we have Peperomia Hope, trailing nicely. Oh my god, and the sunlight's so beautiful right now hitting this. This is my Macroglossia, Senecio Macroglossia. Look at that red on here on the leaf. So pretty, tricolor. This is a Hoya tricolor princess, I think, or queen. I think it's princess. Another Hoya australis, but more fuller plant. My husband loves the australis, as you can tell. And this is a Senecio Pennyworth, just like trailing so much down from this little tiny basket. Need to cut that up soon. And this is my curly lipstick plant. You can tell she's growing, climbing. This is my mother plant that I got from one little cutting from a grower. This big beast right here is my monkey cups, but not doing so well. I think in winter it kind of sheds the cups. Definitely have to make more of these to see if I can make more healthier ones. And back here is my Monstera Deliciosa. After I had spider mites, it never went back to fully good health, so it's just hanging in there. Right here we have the Hoya retusa. There you go, Hoya retusa. And she's trailing down. This beast of a plant is the red goldfish plant. I need to propagate and cut her in spring for sure. My rubber plant, kind of like my real first dark foliage plant. I love her. So now we're going into the propagation area. Whoop! I'm not actually gonna go through all of them because I'm propagating a lot of plants still. Well, hanging here is another Polynesian vine that's green, not with the black edging. I have my Hydra Helix here that's always has spider mites, but just kind of managing it by spraying her with the hose. I have a snake plant propagating, a lot of Pile peperomioides, and this was actually a cutting from my main mother plant that I'm gonna see if I can grow into a bigger plant to get some really nice fenestrations on there. It's called Plant Insurance, y'all. So here at the propagating station, I have my grow lights. Amazon for about 15 bucks. I have here the Cebu Blue that I got from a plant swap that is doing fine. I'm letting it try to trail up. I'm trying to grow some heart-shaped philodendron for my cousin. This right here I might sell later, but it is a Senecio something. And then this trailing pothos down on the floor. Gotta somehow cut that and make more. Alocasia lowrider propagating. Some Syngonium green podophyllum propagating. The philodendron red emerald babies finally growing. I have actually the tissue culture one, Rhiphidophora tetrasperma, propagating here. Those are ready to sell almost. I have another imperial red baby right here trying to grow. It is having a little baby. And then the broad Monstera Dinsonii growing right here. My Ruby Cascade seems to be doing better underneath the light. My other one was totally not doing good. Rest in peace, other one. In fact, this is the other one, the Ruby Cascade that died. I got some Edinsonii narrow-form propagating in here, and some Hoya Bellas. Woohoo! And if now, this is a new addition to the sunroom. Oh, just for plant insurance, I got another basket of those cissus. This is doing a lot better here instead of the other one. I'm gonna trellis that up soon as well. So going here is a new desk that I put in here that I got from my cousin. So this is going on the west side of the sunroom. Got my Alocasia lowrider mother plant here. My poinsettia that's been here for like actually this was the second year. So I still got her and she's kind of pretty. Like growing green and red. I got my green cordyline plant, one of the first plants I ever bought for this house. And she's doing good in the sunroom. This year I finally gave into this ruby, I think this is Tinnicky. I love the foliage actually on this plant. It's my Dieffenbachia that I grew from actually one of my clients, just one cutting, and it's just become a monster in 2 years. So plant insurance, y'all. I mean, I'm growing another one just to maybe replace the dead dying one that's near the heater over there that I showed you earlier, so we'll see. This is also a new addition in the sunroom. This is an Alocasia Buddha palm. Look at that foliage. I mean, I'm in love, I'm in love. So going from that little desk, we got these two enclosures here. These two, let me zoom in, are in the doctor's hospital forever. It's another Monolina primifolia that I had to propagate again. I had to cut it down to its shoots. But it's growing, it's growing. I need a bigger enclosure. And this one right here is my Genanthus. I'll put it in the description below. Genanthus coleus. Yes, I love the dark foliage on this guy. Whew. So guys, thank you for sticking around. Even though it's winter, it's about 80 degrees in the sunroom right now. I just counted all the plants I have. I have in the sunroom 170 plants, you guys. That is including the propagations. Wow. So I know last time it was around 90 plants that I had in here. I've added almost 80 plants in here, so woo, that's a lot. But you know, this comes with the territory of being a plant collector. I think for 2021, I will focus on editing my plants and just taking care of the plants that I have now, basically. So I just want to wish you guys Happy New Year's, and hopefully 2021 is better for all of us. Alright, take care and see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe and share my channel with anybody else you think would enjoy my planty content. And my Instagram is Planted Mantras. And I do mostly plant therapy things. Hopefully this sunroom tour was a good way for you to relax and look at all my plants. Alright, see you next time and take care.